Popping baby.
Outstanding.
Yo, it's Little Black Book, and we are talking to you about Season 3, Episode 9, baby, the review. I'm not going to talk about anything else apart from the Nunu Esther beef. Okay, I'm going to say a couple things. If you're in a glass house, you don't throw stones. If you punch, get ready to get punched. If you throw, get ready to catch. Okay? If you jump... Okay, that don't work. Listen, if you bang somebody, you cannot dictate how hard that person bangs you. In fact, in war, if you decide you want to use a gun and the person wants to use nuclear weapons, you can't say no. At the end of the day, I'm here to win, okay? So we do things to win at the end of the day, okay? This is not a regulated boxing match where we have a referee and we have boxing gloves, we have equipment which are going to help us not die. This is an insult which you've decided to release onto the world concerning a person, and a person has hit you back with what they have. Now, if they're talking about your whole life, that's your business, because you shouldn't have started it. If you see, the problem was Esther had underestimated the clapback that could potentially come back from Nunu. Nunu's clapback was legendary. In fact, it was 2008's greatest clapback, probably millennium's best clapback. Let's watch the video, and then I'm going to talk about Wagwan.
Working just as much hours as a man. So therefore, everything should be shared. It's 2018. Everyone wants to be like,
Good point.
A woman should pay for her shit. A woman should be independent. So should you. You should do your cooking too.
You get married. If I ask you questions, say
I'm looking for a man that's like my dad. So if you're not cooking out here, we are not. That's why you're still single.
See, let's break it at that point. Esther, because of the power play within the group, when you're a very popular person, you can get away with saying certain things. Same with Lucas. Because you're very popular in the group, when you say certain things, you can get away with it. Notice how everybody went, oh, because the comment was deep. This wasn't just shade. This isn't me just telling you to shut up. This is deeper. This is went one step deeper. Do you know what I'm saying? So everybody went, because that's a deep comment.
Where were you at 21, Esther? Popping babies.
It's mad because the clapback's so wild, and it even got a reverberation. It got a ricochet. It got an echo. Like whoever does the audio, listen, Andy, your audio has been kind of mad the last season, but that echo right there, that person needs an award. Okay, the echo was mad, and I saw this on Twitter from a few people who were trying to defend Esther by saying, Nunu said was talking about her child. Notice, I want you to notice, watch the video very carefully again from 46 minutes onwards. Watch it very carefully. At the very beginning, when Nunu makes her very first point about, where were you at 21? They're popping kids, right? At no point does anybody say you shouldn't talk about her kids. It's the same. That's what I said about Adam in the Bible. Like, you asked a geographical question and then you're answering it with, it's a woman you gave me. Sorry, a noun to the geographical. No. We asked a geographical question. Do you know what I'm saying? So answer the question. So in this particular instance, what we get is Esther trying to turn the tables to make everyone feel sorry for her. You're smart, but no, we as an audience are not dumb. So it was only when Esther said, don't talk about my kids, and getting emotional, then the females chimed in, don't talk about her child. One thing that annoyed me was the way Nissi defended Esther. I'm disappointed because I hold Nissi in high regard in terms of talking sense and being unbiased. You spoke about my child. Where? If this was English comprehension and those of you who said, she was talking about a child, you'd have failed. You'd have got to go 0 on your marks because child was only mentioned in terms of the result of fornication, the result of promiscuity. Hey, the English. The result of promiscuity. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what Nunu was coming at. That at 21, you were being all loose. That's what she was saying. You were being all loose. And the evidence of you being loose is your child. Because often that's the stigma or the connotations we make. Now, certain females on Twitter, or certain people on Twitter try to come for Nunu saying, why in this generation are we, how we have a negative perception towards single mothers? How about people who are single in general? Because that's what Esther tried to come off. She tried to say, oh, that's why you're single. Why is it a big thing that she's single? She's 21. Fam, she got a long time to go. Hey, Nunu's a nice looking girl, you know. I don't agree with her points. Her points are mad. I can't wife that as a mindset. So let's not go on like she's unmarriable, because that's what Esther was trying to say. In a sense, that's why you're still single. That's why you're unmarriable. And that's what the guys even trying to say. When will you marry? Esther's not married. So how are you barring somebody 21, but Esther's older? Look at the common sense. There's no common sense on that board. You get what I'm saying? So everyone's neck. So when Lucas was going, oh, when will you marry? She's 21, G. The rest of us are 26 and above. Do you get what I'm saying? So we cannot compare her to ourselves. When will you marry? Talk about ourselves. Let's talk about those who are older. Do you get what I'm saying? Esther's there, got no husband. There's no husband yet. There's no ring on her finger. So when you say, when will you marry? You're saying that to everybody on the panel who has not got married. Do you see what I'm saying? Common sense has to prevail here. So I noticed that the girls never said anything until Esther decided to add the narrative to the story, which had nothing to do with the story. It was a spin and a yarn, and they fell for it because power play. Esther is a power player. And because she's a power player, when she says something, it holds gravity. And so since it held gravity, whatever she was about to do next was about to influence how everybody saw Nunu in this particular instance. Because watch this. When Nunu said, oh, what were you doing at 21? Pause. Nissy's already clocked what she's going for. Nissy's like, when she says popping out kids, Nissy nudges Ariette. So she's not thinking about the child aspect. She's thinking about what she said already. It's got nothing to do with child. So when she nudged Ariette, say, oh my God, did you hear what she just said? She didn't mention child. Why? Because it was never about the child. English comprehension will tell you that. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's be subjective on the subjective matter. Don't add more to the story. Like, Esther can never come for Nunu again. You can never come for Nunu again. The clapback was so hot, it can resonate through your whole life. Do you get what I'm saying? And if Esther continues to come for Nunu, we are as an audience are we're gonna continue backing Nunu. Do you see what I'm saying? Because if you looked at 90% of the comments on Twitter and on YouTube, everybody was backing Nunu. Why? Because we're sick and tired of seeing Esther bully Nunu. And that's the words I would use. Bully. You know what I mean? Consistently saying something about Nunu. Consistently having chips and digs at the person. They're still in shock. And the one thing I want you to notice is Lucas is an alpha male. But I want you to notice this. Lucas, out of all the boys and even the girls, doesn't say anything. That's big. Because he's the other power player in the group. He's the male power player. He's the alpha male in the pack of the group when it comes to back chat. So if he doesn't say anything about the, I would say, quote unquote, the alpha female on the other side, power player wise, Esther, then that says a lot for what he thought about the situation. Because this should have been about preservation. But I want you to notice the way guys and girls react and behave is different when it comes to clapbacks. In the sense of Lucas just was in, not even in shock, but I think even he admired the clapback. I think even he was like, yeah, if that was an ends, I'd rate that cuz. Because in the ends, in your own area, from where he's talking about how he grew up, if you clap somebody, expect to be clapped back. He said this earlier on when he was talking about the racism. If a white person says nigger to him, like the way they grew up, if you say that, they should expect a bang. Same here. When Esther said what she said, he was like, oh. When Nunu said what he said back, he didn't say anything because he expected that to happen. When you can't beat someone verbally, what do you do? Take it physically. And that's what she did. She said, if you don't mind, I will drag you across this floor. Hold on, back chat, is that not a physical threat? This is the same thing Lucas did to Adrian. Notice these two characters are parallel. Lucas said, I will get active on you. Why? Straight after Adrian bodied him with, I don't really care. You see, when somebody's comfortable in their skin, comfortable in who they are, able to tell you, listen, I don't care what you say, I am the way I am, it bothers a lot of people because they themselves are not comfortable in how they are. They themselves have a certain persona they have to keep, so they gotta try and do a bit more. So that was what happened with Lucas and Adrian. And the same thing here, Esther. She got up saying, F this, F that. You don't ever talk about my child. We don't feel no sympathy for you, Esther. In the real spit, You cannot clap and not expect a clap back. But nobody mentioned children. Choma tried to come on defend too, and I was like, nobody mentioned children though, darling. I saw some other people that try to say, no one mentioned children, darling. Like, for real? Like, at what part? Like, come on, guys, open your ears. Do you get what I'm saying? Stop kidding the kidder. Do you know what I'm saying? We're the audience. And I think Ariel was like saying, you can't judge by what you see on TV. Yes, we bloody can. I put a YouTube video all on it. If you're on YouTube and expect to be judged, it's just the way the matter. You're a public figure now. The moment you go into YouTube, you become a public figure. The moment you go on TV, you become a public figure. And remember, we now get episodes that are an hour long. So we get an hour long now of Esther trying to bang on Nunu. So now we even see even more. Do you see what I'm saying? Now we actually see the fullness of your behavior. Do you see what I'm saying? And if you have a problem with the way you've been portrayed as a bully and as somebody who keeps barging on Nunu, speak to Andy, don't speak to us. Don't tell us we can't judge. Speak to Andy. Andy and the production team. It's the way they're cutting and editing. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Omar. Why did Omar decide to become a spokesman? I don't understand. Like, calling her a dumbass. Like, fam, just because someone disagrees with your point, you don't have to call them a dumbass. Okay? If they disagree with your point, they're not a dumbass. They just disagree with your point. Okay, Omar? There is no need for insults. None at all. It just wasn't necessary. Did you get what I'm saying? You may think it's not a smart thing that she said. Bro, we all say things that are not too politically smart. It's not every day you can be smart. But for what I heard, Nunu made some good subjective points. Everybody loves an underdog, and that's what Nunu represented in this case. We were rooting for Nunu because she's been under the cosh for so long. It was about time we saw Nunu rise out the ashes and just do what she needed to do, which is defend herself. Damn, you know I like you, Esther, man. Damn, you're cute as well. Damn, I can't even complain. Beautiful girl like you, but you can't clap and not expect a clap back. Simple as. So, guys, I appreciate you, little black book. You already know what time it is. Boom.